I'm Robert Anthony.
I'm Joelle Anthony.
This is Watson. In 2020, we felt God's call in our lives to do something incredibly radical.
In 2023, we sold our flower shop, our home, just about everything we own, and purchased our Winnebago Flex RV.
This began our trek into the vast unknown. Our mission is to take you along, showing you things you otherwise may never be able to see.
We would be so thankful to have you follow along and become part of our adventures.
Now, let's get to today's video. Hey, if your RV has a Schwintek slide system, stick around. I'm going to talk to you about the lubrication process of the Schwintek slide system. In today's video, Joelle and I are going to try something new. We're going to release what we're going to call, for the time being, because we own a Winnebago Wednesdays. And what Winnebago Wednesdays are going to be simple one-thing issues, one-step things, one suggestion that we have for you this week that will pertain to, at least in our experience, owning a Winnebago Micro Minnie Flex Series model camper. A lot of these suggestions can apply to all things RV, but for us, because we own the Winnebago, we've decided we're going to do short little videos in the middle of the week to talk about a specific issue that we've learned about and that we've come up against as it relates to owning the Winnebago Micro Minnie 2108 DS Flex Series camper. Right, Joelle?
We sure are.
Okay. That sounds great. So today, let's talk about the Schwintek slides. Now, there's a lot of information out there. I'm in Facebook groups and I see a lot of complaints about the fact that the Schwintek slides fail. The belief is they're a weak system, that Lippert didn't do a good job in engineering these. And I want to address a couple of those issues right now. At the top of that list is whether or not you should lubricate your Schwintek slide. There's a lot of information out there all over the internet that says that you should not lubricate your Schwintek slide. I can't agree with that. Now, what I'm going to tell you is not necessarily from an RV tech perspective, but it is related to information that I found, and I'm going to give you some anecdotal evidence that I've experienced as it relates to our slide that I think you're going to find helpful. First of all, should you lubricate your slide? Yes, there is no doubt in my mind that you should lubricate your slide. That is absolutely critical to the long-term functionality. I'm going to say, just as my opinion, that a lot of the reason that these slides are failing, giving people trouble, getting stuck, getting misaligned, is because people are not lubricating them properly. I believe that that is the largest portion of the problem. There are techs out there that would mirror this same thing, and I've personally experienced something that I'm going to explain to you about right now. Hold on. The first and foremost important thing, if there's ever been any discussion from Lippert that you shouldn't lubricate your slide, or if Winnebago has said that you shouldn't lubricate your slide, I believe that the reason for that is people would use the wrong lubricant. I did find on the Lippert website, and I'm going to put a link in the description below to a video from Lippert demonstrating how to lubricate your Schwintek slide. So if anybody's out there telling you that Lippert says not to lubricate them, coming straight from the horse's mouth, I'm going to link to a video in the description below that will show you exactly how to lubricate your slide. I'm also going to put a link in the description below this lubricant that Schwintek recommends. This is the only lubricant, the CRC Power Lube, that the factory recommends that you use. Exclusively, this lubricant is the only one that you should be using. Get a good picture of that. There's going to be a link in the description below for that. I'm also going to put a link in the description below to a photo that will give you a diagram on your slide. I'm not going to show you how to lubricate it. You can watch the video from Lippert and they will show you how, but I think it's important that you see the image that will be linked in the description below that you can click over to so you see the exact parts that you're lubricating. So that's my theory on the lubrication right now. Let's walk over here. Okay. So without getting into a lot of the details about how to lubricate it, because that's not the purpose of this video, it's more should you lubricate it. Again, my opinion is yes. You have two tracks. You have this track and your worm gear, and you've got that upper track and your worm gear. The motor and the drive mechanism for the Schwintek slide system is in here, right here. There's a rod that goes down to there that runs a gear mount or a gear system down below. But the main motor, where you're going to be lubricating above here, behind this vinyl, right here. And you're going to be lubricating the wheel underneath here. Otherwise, if you're not lubricating the way that this is engineered, this is just metal on metal when this is sliding in. Let me tell you a little bit of the anecdote that I've got here. I have a friend, his name is Dave. Dave has a Class C motor coach. he has Schwintek slides. He wasn't lubricating his. They failed. Pulled him out. He had to pull the slide out to repair it, and he said, I could not believe the amount of shaved metal that was all around where the slide is. Not where the gear cowls go, but where the slide is in that track. Tons of shaved metal. He started lubricating his after it was fixed, and he's not had a problem since. So let's go inside and I'll give you some more information. All right, so right now we want to break in and we want to ask you a favor. If you're here and you appreciate what we're doing, it would be great if you could like the video, hit that like button, and then if you could subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and then hit that bell notification. When you hit the bell notification, that lets you know when we've released a post or a new video, and that would be really great. The like button helps to push the video up in the algorithm, which tells it that people like this, and it will show it to more people. If you could hit the like button, like right now, that would be great. We would appreciate it. Thanks. Let's get back to the video. This is my slide system right here. Okay, Lippert recommends that you lubricate both the outside and the inside when you do it. I recommend once a quarter, depending on how often your slide is going in and out. But let me explain to you what my experience has been doing this and lubricating the slide. What made me decide to start lubricating the slide, even though on the Facebook groups and even Winnebago, I think, has said, don't lubricate your slide. My slide sounded like an old man, that 90-year-old getting up out of a chair. It just sounded like it was working so hard to pull the slide in and put the slide out. It was just whining and it was just really having a problem. I have yet to have it seize up though. So I thought, you know, if the general consensus is the Schwintek slide by Lippert is going to fail, well, I'll lube it, and if it fails, great. I'll deal with that when it comes. Or if it doesn't fail and it actually improves the performance, major win for me. I lubed it up from the outside based on the information that I was able to find from Lippert and from somebody else that lubed their slide and knew what they were doing. And I'm going to tell you, the slide performance improved by about 300%. Came in a lot faster, it was a lot smoother, it wasn't whining, it was a marked improvement. Let me close this out with another bit of anecdotal information that will probably help you to see what I'm talking about here. We decided that since we're here, we had time, we would lubricate the inside. So I lubricated this side over here, because down behind here you got to put the slide in to get to the motor from the inside, which is behind this panel here. All right. So I then went to put the slide in, having lubricated this side and not lubricated this side. This side came in significantly faster, even though the outside's been lubricated. This side came in significantly faster than this side, and the slide jammed and stopped. Tried to put it back out, and I had to do the old Schwintek shuffle that you all talk about. In and out, an inch, in and out, an inch. Finally, got it to come in enough that I knew at that moment it's jammed up on this side over here because this side was lubed and this side wasn't. So I figured out a way, you can bet your bottom dollar, to get that lubricant in there. I actually lubed it, put it back out, brought it back in, perfectly in sync, no problems whatsoever. And that just demonstrates to me that not being lubricated puts tremendous friction on that metal on metal and creates tremendous drag, which is why these things get stuck, they get out of sync, and they get jammed up. Again, I don't work for Lippert, I don't work for Winnebago, I'm not even a registered or certified RV technician. I'm just telling you mechanically what I've experienced. Lubricating that slide makes all the difference, and I just wonder if many of you that are watching were to take the time to lubricate your slide, if you have had problems in the past, if your problems would go away, or as a matter of preventative maintenance, it would be something where perhaps your slide won't go bad. I'm hopeful that that's going to be the situation for us as we travel around the country. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope you found suggestions helpful. If you have any comments or any other thoughts about this, or maybe you can tell us where the information is coming from that Lippert says not to lube it, because again, from the factory, they say lube them. Links in the description below. Love to hear your comments to see what you have to say, what your experiences have been. If you can confirm or deny any of these facts that I've found to be true on our end. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.